Hello and welcome to Indian Hill High School, where the Indian Hill Braves get set to take on the Wyoming Cowboys tonight in Indian Hill's home gymnasium. Hello, I'm Steve Rieger alongside Andrew Burgess, and we'll be bringing you the game right here on the Indian Hill Television Network. Andrew, the last time we broadcast, we had a win against Deer Park. Since then, the Braves have lost at home against Finneytown to come in 11-7. Early tip controlled by the Braves. And Braves push the ball up. Braves on offense. Number 12, Phil Madden, passes off. Ball to Brandon Miller. And ball goes inside for Will Nolte. Easy baseline jumper. Nolte off to a good start. Braves lead 2-zip. 7:40 to go in the first period. Wyoming on offense. Number 23, David Jolson, sets the offense. Jolson drives the lane, dishes off. Turnover by the Cowboys, ball back over to the Braves. Eric Shaw set to inbound. Ball into Phil Madden. Dribbles up half court between the circles, crosses the timeline. Wyoming putting on a little pressure. Madden drives baseline, thinks better of it. Kicks back out to Miller. Miller cross court to Buddig. Buddig tests the offense, drives the lane, has the ball stripped. Number 22, Joey Rogers for Wyoming, gives off, 44. Rogers gets the ball back from Wetzel.
22,
and number 22, Joey Rogers, gets Wyoming on the board. Tie game 2-2 early in the first quarter. Madden sets the offense. Wyoming coming out in a basic man-to-man look. Miller looks for what he likes, gives off to Shaw. Shaw to Madden. Madden surveys the defense, back to Miller. Miller drives right side, pops it back out to Buddig. Buddig to Madden. Wyoming staying in a man-to-man. Nolte at the top of the key, dribbles once, fakes, back out to Madden. Try to kick into Shaw. Number 24, Kevin Waybright with the strip. Brings the ball down for Wyoming. Waybright for three. He's long. Rebound Wyoming, number 21. Wyoming maintains possession. Waybright drives baseline, gives off. David Jolson drives. Jolson scores. Wyoming leads 4-2 here in the early going. Madden has the ball, sets up the Braves offense around half court. Into Miller. Miller out to Shaw. Shaw looking for Nolte. Is not available. Ball back to Madden, the left corner. Miller has the ball at the top of the key. Goes right side. Ball back to Madden. Into Nolte inside, and Nolte scores the easy two to knot the game at 4. 2 minutes into the first quarter. Waybright has the ball for Wyoming. Waybright shoots and cans the three.
Number 23, David Jolson.
Apparently that was David Jolson that hit the three, not Waybright. Eric Shaw looks to answer, pops into Nolte. Nolte dribbles once, spin move. Ball pops out, Nolte with the rebound. Loose ball, Nolte has it and calls timeout. Nice job by Will Nolte to save the possession.
Yes,
Quick thinking to call the 20-second timeout.
That's a good heads-up call by Nolte.
Be important to get Nolte off to a fast start like the last time when we saw against Deer Park when he had a lot of points and rebounds early. And we are at 5:13 here in the first quarter. Early score, the visiting Wyoming Cowboys on the strength of a couple of threes lead Indian Hill 7-4. Ball remains in Indian Hill's possession off of the timeout and the loose ball from Will Nolte. Nolte looks to inbound, pops up to Miller. Miller looks to give off to Madden and so gives off to Buddig. Buddig to Madden. Madden having to start the offense almost at half court due to some pressure defense by Wyoming. Stripped by Wyoming. And it looks like we're going to have a foul on Madden.
Number 12, Phil Madden, his first, the team first.
Connor Wetzel with the strip.
Number 23 for Indian Hill, John Beatty.
And number 23, John Beatty, will check in for Indian Hill. Beatty getting his first action of the game. You guys cannot be standing there. You're going to have to move. That's going to get knocked off and we can't see the game.
24, Kevin Waybright.
Indian Hill looking to answer the Wyoming score. It's 9-4. Braves trail by 4 early in the first period. Drive baseline. Miller can't convert. Ball rebounded by Kevin Wabright, who earlier canned a 3 to give Wyoming the early lead. Wabright passes to Wetzel. Wetzel sets the offense. Wetzel into Alex Odom. Ball back out to Joey Rogers. Rogers looks for what he likes. Rogers finds Jolson. Jolson shoots and misses. Rebound Braves. Ball up to Nolte. Dribble once. Nolte double team. Shoots over the double team. Rebound comes down to Kevin Wabright. Connor Wetzel sets the offense. Joey Rogers now looking. Rogers kicks out to Odom. Rogers looks for what he likes. Rogers drives baseline. Reverses. Ball down in the corner. Long 3, no good. Rebound, Will Nolte. Brandon Miller pushes the ball up. Dishes off to Eric Shaw. And we have a foul. Excuse me, the ball is out of bounds. Ball remains with the Braves. Number 32, Brandon Miller, set to inbound. Ball's into Nolte. Nolte shoots over the defense. And looks like we have a Wyoming foul against Nolte.
Foul is on 24, Kevin Wabright, his first.
Foul's on number 24, Kevin Wabright, his first, team's first. Puts Nolte to the line, shooting 2, with the Braves trailing 9-4 halfway through this first quarter. Nolte lines up his first, and he's perfect. Nolte looks to rip the cords a second time. And he does. Braves trail 9-6. Ball's taken up court by Connor Wetzel for Wyoming. Wetzel gives to Rogers, gets it back, calls a play. Looking to get the ball in to Jeff Weiss. Ball rotates out to 24, Wabright. Wabright drives, spins, shoots, and hits it. Here that Wabright traveled, no call. And that pops the ball back in for the Braves. Number 23, John Beatty, to bring the ball up court. Madden now has it. Madden between the circles. Madden drives, looks to dish, loses the ball. Ball is stripped. Wabright brings it up court. Wabright with the shot, no good. Rebound, Joey Rogers. Rogers with the shot, no good. Wabright's good. Wyoming leads 13-6. We have another strip. Eric Shaw gets it back. Shaw to Miller. Miller pops out to Madden, man, the top of the key. Braves offense looking very sluggish. Madden is stripped again. Wetzel with the strip. Wetzel with the shot. He's long. Rebound, Eric Shaw. Shaw pops out to a wide open Will Nolte. Nolte loses possession. Madden gets it back.
32.
That was John Beatty that got the ball back. Beatty got his Miller. Miller was good for the layup. Looks like Robert Merriweather getting set to come in for Indian Hill, possibly to spell Will Nolte, who maybe looks a little winded already against this much faster Wyoming team. Number 12, Jeff Weiss, dribbles around the defense, gets the ball to Joey Rogers. Rogers gives off to Wabright. Wabright in the corner, shoots for a long 2, and it's good. Wabright is off to a fast start.
Number 24.
Indian Hill has the ball down in the corner. John Beatty drives baseline. Beatty's fouled.
Foul is on number 12, Jeff Weiss, his first.
The foul was on Weiss, his first, team second. Robert Merriweather checks into the game. Merriweather replacing Shaw.
We've already
Number 3,
seen it.
Trey Tudor checks in for Wyoming. Tudor at only 5'7", one of the smallest players on the floor. Miller inbounds to Madden. Madden at the top of the key. Madden gives off to Beatty. Beatty picks up his dribble, looking to get the ball no matter where, can't find it. Pops out to Miller. Miller at half court. Tries to set the offense, trying to get the ball into Merriweather. Nolte. Great interior defense played by the Cowboys. Nolte at the top of the key, dribbles once, loses the ball, and it appears Nolte was fouled.
Foul is on 3, Trey Tudor.
Foul's going to be on number 3, Trey Tudor, his first, team's third. Nolte sets to inbound. Braves trailing 15-8 late in the first quarter. Nolte gets the ball into Beatty. Nolte gets the ball back, and Nolte charged. Good call. He dropped the shoulder, plowed over his man. That's as clear a charge as you're going to see. And just like that, Wyoming has a 7-point lead and the ball back with 1:24 to go in the first quarter. Wyoming's speed is absolutely killing the Braves on both ends of the court. Tudor sets the offense. Tudor to Weiss. Weiss for a long three. Bank is not open. Nolte with the rebound. Ball kicks back out. Ball now in the hands of Caleb Vance. Excuse me, that's David Jolson. And we have an Indian Hill foul.
The foul is on number 32, Brandon Miller, his first.
That foul's on 32, Brandon Miller, his first, team's third. Ball goes in, Wainwright. Wainwright to Tudor. Tudor tries to set the offense. So Indian Hill setting up in a sagging man-to-man or a 2-3 zone. Looks to be a sagging man-to-man. Weiss pops the ball into Wainwright. Ball's kicked back out. Weiss to Tudor. Tudor lines up a long three. Can't bury it. Offensive rebound. Wainwright over Nolte. Basket counts and the foul. Not only are the Cowboys faster than the Braves so far, they're out-muscling them and out-rebounding them. A much smaller Wyoming team simply out-hustling Indian Hill on the boards thus far.
And they've proved that through the many picks they have already in this first period.
That's going to send Wainwright to the line, shooting one. And he rips the boards. Checking in for Wyoming, number 21, Alex Odom, 6'4", senior center forward. Nolte pops the ball into Miller. Miller brings the ball up slowly. 37 seconds to go in the first quarter. Wyoming already ahead 18-8 over the Braves. Nolte gets the ball at the top of the key. They can't get the ball to him anywhere else. Ball now in the hands of Madden. Madden harassed by Tudor. Gives to Beatty. Beatty drives left side, all the way across court to Madden. Madden drives interior, kicks back out to Miller. Miller drives towards the lane, takes a little 6-foot shot, no good. Offensive rebound, number 23, David Jolson. Jolson now with the ball, Jolson drives, Jolson spins, kicks to Weiss. Weiss from the corner, and he's good. Good for three, and that's the end of the first quarter. And at the end of one, the Wyoming Cowboys are outrunning and outgunning the Indian Hill Braves with a pace of 21-8.
Coverage of tonight's game on the Indian Hill Television Network is a presentation of the Indian Hill High School Video Department. The Video Department provides the community with educational and school-focused programming through the facilities of the ICRC.
Well, if this continues, it's going to be a long night for the Braves. They're getting out-hustled, out-manned, outgunned in every possible aspect of the game so far. Wyoming with a commanding lead on rebounds. They've had several steals against the Braves, and they already lead by 13 points. And we're only at the end of one quarter. It could be a long night for the Braves if they can't find some way to match the energy of the Cowboys.
That's right.
We knew the Cowboys were going to come in much faster than the Braves. I did not expect them to be able to offset the Braves' size advantage. But Kevin Wainwright has out-rebounded Eric Shaw, Will Nolte, and Robert Merriweather combined.
That's right. The Braves are going to need to find some way to contain Wainwright.
Ball's in the hand of Connor Wetzel. Wetzel gives to Rogers. Rogers gives off to Jolson. Ball back in the hands of Wainwright. Finding a wide open Alex Odom, who just checked into the game, 4-2. Braves interior defense collapse again. Ball in the hands of Nolte. Nolte blocked by Wainwright. Nolte gets his own rebound, misses short range. Nolte gets another offensive rebound. Nolte spins, and Nolte's fouled.
Wow.
The foul's going to be on number 21, Alex Odom, who just converted at the other end for the Cowboys.
That was an amazing block by Wainwright.
Yeah, he came from downtown Indian Hill to block that one.
Oh, yeah.
The Braves just struggling to get any kind of interior offense going at all. Ball into Nolte again. Nolte is triple team, tries to shoot over it. Nolte's fouled again. Nolte content to try and go to the line at this point, do something, get the Braves back in this game.
Kevin Wainwright, his second, team fifth. Number 42.
Foul was on number 24, Kevin Wabright. That's his second. Be good to get Wabright in a little foul trouble. Nolte lines up his first, and he's good. Nolte now 3 for 3 from the line.
I think Nolte knows that, and I think he's going to try to get Wabright in foul trouble just to eliminate enough playing time that he needs.
23, John Beatty checks in. Beatty replacing Miller. Buddick getting instructions from Coach Prue as Nolte lines up his second. And he hits every part of the rim, and it rims out. And Wyoming promptly turns the ball over. Good opportunity for the Braves to steal two at this end, down 23-9 in the early going of the second quarter. 23, John Beatty will inbound. Beatty finds John Wolfenden in the corner. Wolfenden dumps into Nolte. Nolte dribbles once, shoots, no good. Offensive rebound, dribbles once, shoots, no good. And Nolte's fouled again.
Fouls on 21, Alex Odom.
That foul was on Alex Odom. That's his first, team sixth. And I think 4 or 5 of those 6 fouls have been against Nolte. This was his third trip to the line, where he's good on all 4 so far. Nolte cans another. Nolte was 3 for 4 prior to that shot. Nolte now 4 for 5, shooting 80% from the line tonight. Braves trail by 13. And Nolte misses the second. Wabright with a huge rebound. Connor Wetzel brings the ball across for Wyoming. Ball goes into Wabright. Wabright charges, no call. Offensive rebound, Nolte. Nolte leading the break. Nolte passes off to Buddick. Buddick looks to give the ball back to Nolte. Can't find him. Rotates over to Madden. Madden surveys the defense. Wyoming staying in their basic man-to-man. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Ball goes into the corner. John Beatty misses a shot. Will Nolte with offense rebound. Nolte misses a shot. Weiss with the rebound. Here come the Cowboys. Connor Wetzel brings it across the timeline, dribbles between the circles, passes off. Ball in the hands of Wabright. Wabright gives to Weiss. Weiss back to Odom. Odom shoots over Nolte. Shot that could have drawn rain. Offensive rebound and the putback, number 22, Joey Rogers. Once again, Indian Hill absolutely giving up easy second chance points to the Cowboys on offensive rebounds. And at the other end, once again, Indian Hill turns the ball over as Phil Madden throws the ball right through the hands of John Wolfenden.
Braves number 32, Brandon Miller. Timeout, Braves.
And Indian Hill has called a timeout. We have 6:12 to go in the second quarter. Visiting Wyoming Cowboys have raced out to a 25-10 lead, and Indian Hill thus far seems powerless to do anything about it.
That's right. Nolte right now is not as big of a factor as he normally is in most of the Braves games, and they've been having a lot of turnovers so far during the game. It's a new era of Braves basketball on the Indian Hill Television Network, so be sure to catch all the boys and girls action on this community access channel. For playback times in your area, call the ICRC at 772-4272 or visit their website at www.icrctv.org.
Well, at the rate this is going, this is not a game that the Braves are going to want to take a look at on ICRC. I would not have thought with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter we'd be stuck on 10 points, but that's where we are. Indian Hill struggling at both ends right now. Can't solve the Wyoming man-to-man defense on the one end, and can't keep Wyoming off the offensive boards on the other, giving up lots of second chance points to the Cowboys. Ball's in the hands of 23, Jolson. Jolson gives off to 44, Connor Wetzel. Wetzel, a freshman, listed at 6'3". I don't think he's any of 6'3". Ball's in the hands of Joey Rogers. Rogers gives off to Jolson. Jolson to Wetzel. Wetzel out. Weiss. Weiss cans the 3. It's 28-10. A little deep pressure defense applied by Wetzel on Madden. A little harassing defense. Madden gives to Wolfenden. Wolfenden to Buddick. Buddick surveys the defense. Can't get the ball into Nolte. Buddick drives. Buddick picks up his dribble. Buddick loses his dribble. He's stripped. Joey Rogers at the other end. Rogers is fouled. No call. And now we call a held ball. Possession error goes the way of the Braves. Wolfenden set to inbound. Wolfenden into Madden. Madden harassed by Wetzel and brings it across half court. Madden drives out to Miller. Miller tries to get a three, can't get it off. Pops the ball out to Buddig. Buddig to Wolfenden. Wolfen back to Madden. Will set it again. Miller again looks, runs into Nolte. And Miller traveled. Another turnover on the Braves. Wyoming gets the ball back, leading by 18 with 5 to go here in the second quarter. Coach Tony Gentry shouting out calls to number 44 Wetzel. Ball will stay with Wyoming. Tony Gentry has to like the looks of his Wyoming offense and defense so far, as they've jumped out to an early 18-point lead here at Indian Hill. Ball's in the hands of Wetzel. Wetzel harassed by Madden. Wetzel drives past Madden, dishes in the corner. Long-range bomb, rims out, won't go down for Weiss. Rebound out to Miller. Miller races up court. Miller drives. Miller's blocked, and Miller's fouled by Weiss at the other end. Weiss misses a three at one end, comes back down to the other, commits a silly foul.
Foul is on 12. Jeff Weiss, his second.
Second foul on Weiss. 7 on the Cowboys.
2 shots.
That'll put the Braves in the bonus for the remainder of this half. Miller's at the line now, shooting 2. Weiss still talking to him about the foul. Miller's good on the first. And of Indian Hill's 11 points so far, at least half of them have come from the free throw line. I don't know that they have 2 field goals so far this half.
That's right.
Miller lines up the second. And he's long. Rebound, Wyoming. Ball's in the hands of David Jolson. Jolson to Weiss. Weiss gives off down the corner. Wetzel back to the corner. Long-range bomb. It's good. The score's 31-11. Wyoming is up 20 with 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Matt drives. Matt takes an off-balance shot. No good.
33.
Offensive rebound. John Wolfenden gets the putback and the foul to go back to the line. The Braves now trailing 18 with 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Fouls on Joey Rogers, his second.
That was on number 22, Joey Rogers, his second.
Line with 1
8th
shot.
total team foul for Wyoming. And the only solace that Indian Hill has so far is that they are getting Wyoming into some foul trouble. But that's not going to matter if they go in at the half down 20 plus. Wolfenden's shot is good. Wolfenden with the three-point play the old-fashioned way. Cuts into the lead. And Wyoming promptly turns the ball over to the disgust of head coach Tony Gentry. See if Indian Hill can go on a little 5 or 6-0 run here. Wolfenden having scored 3 points, and Indian Hill getting the ball back. Checking into the game, number 23, John Beatty. Beatty checks in for Madden. Miller set to inbound. Miller pops out to Beatty. Beatty looks over to Miller. Miller gets the ball back, harassed by Weiss. Ball's in the hands of Stephen Buddig. Buddig harassed by Wetzel. Into the corner for Miller. Looks to shoot, drives baseline. Can't can the jump shot. Wolfenden with the rebound. Wolfenden blocked. Eric Shaw with the offensive rebound. And Eric Shaw's good for 2. Little 5-0 run here going for the Braves, trying to claw back into this game. Now down 15. Ball's in the hands of number 23, Trey Tudor. Appropriate number, appropriate name for Trey. And ball should be going over to the Braves on the Wyoming turnover, and apparently is not, to the disgust of the Braves coaching staff. Coach Jim Prue and Manny Lanker both complaining about the call. And Wyoming will call a timeout. 22nd timeout, leading 31-16, 3:28 to go in the second quarter.
The producer and director of tonight's game on the Indian Hill Television Network is Clark Brin, and our coordinating producer is Mr. Dennis Dubs. All video department games are produced in association with the ICRC.
If it weren't for free throws so far tonight, Indian Hill would have about 4 total points on the board. if the Braves are going to stay in this game at all, they're going to have to start hitting some field goals. They have simply not shown any consistent offense early on in this game.
That's right. They also need to step up their defense and stop giving away the easy points under the basket.
Especially the second chance looks. Indian Hill clearly has a size advantage. Wyoming getting way too many second chance looks. Number 32, Marcus Pryor's checked into the game for the Cowboys. Tony Gentry giving a couple of players a brief rest. Ball's in the hands of Pryor. Pryor gives to Jolson. Jolson to Weiss. Weiss back to Jolson. Looks to take the three, gives off to Tudor instead, gets the ball back. Drives interior, spins, shoots, and it's good. Just that easy. David Jolson drives the lane, spins, shoots over two defenders, and cans a jump shot. Stretching the lead back to 17. Ball's now stripped by Wetzel. Wetzel drives, he's going to make an open layup, and it's good. And just like that, the lead is back up to 19. Quick 4-0 run for the Cowboys out of the 20-second timeout. Clock winds at 2:45 to go in the second quarter, and this is turning into a rout rather early. Ball now in the hands of Buddick. Buddick drives against two defenders. Ball's in the hands of Wolfen, and Wolfen drives baseline, misses an easy layup, gets his own rebound, puts it on the other side for what is, I believe, about the fourth field goal of the entire half for Indian Hill. Ball in the hands of Jolson. Jolson kicks across the corner to Wetzel. Wetzel for three. Good. Wyoming is putting on an offensive clinic tonight between second chance points and three-point shots. Wyoming is absolutely taking the Indian Hill defense apart. Indian Hill unable to do anything about it. Ball stripped once again by David Jolson. Jolson drives, Jolson makes the layup, and folks, the rout is on. With that, Wyoming takes a 22-point lead. Coach Jim Frew calls for a timeout. He's got to be disgusted with the Braves' effort so far tonight.
Timeout, Braves. 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout on the part of the Braves. Coach Jim Frew has 1:54 seconds left to try and figure out what to do about this 22-point lead that Wyoming has jumped out to. I don't envy him that task, as Wyoming has outplayed Indian Hill in every aspect of the game other than free throw shooting.
You gotta wonder where he thinks he's gonna start to try to improve the Indian Hill's look tonight. Which area you would go to. He's got so many problems right now. I don't know how he's going to do it.
And number 20, Ty Snow, checks into the game for the first time for the Braves. Eric Shaw back into the game. Shaw gives to Snow. Snow crosses court. Clock winds, 1:50 to go. Snow dribbles behind his back. Snow stripped. Eric Shaw gets the ball back. Shaw to Nolte. Nolte drives. Nolte shoots. Nolte scores. I'd like to see a little bit more of that out of the Braves' big men against this much smaller Wyoming defense. Trey Tudor driving against Ty Snow. Tudor gives off to Jolson. Jolson to Odom. Odom looks. Odom to Weiss. Weiss kicks it into the corner. And we have contact. And no foul. But the ball is going to go back over to the Braves as David Jolson stepped out of bounds after the contact. One of the few turnovers Wyoming has committed so far tonight. Shaw inbounds to Snow. Snow gives to Buddick. Braves down 20, minute 20 to go here, second quarter. Buddick back to Shaw. Shaw looks for Miller, can't get the ball to him. Shaw back to Snow. The Braves offense having to start almost at half court. That's how well the Wyoming defense is playing. Miller travels, no call. And looks like Miller's going to get a foul after there was no call on the travel. Coach Tony Gentry not real happy with the call. But his team is also up 20 with 1:08 to go. Not sure that he's got a whole lot to complain about. That'll send Brandon Miller to the line, shooting two. Miller eyes his first. And it rims out on him, indicative of the night the Braves are having. Checking into the game for the Cowboys, number 10, Mike Dieters, a 6-foot junior guard. And if he's 6 foot, I'm 7'2". Miller lines up his second. And cans it. Ball's in the hands of the allegedly 6-foot Mike Dieters. Dieter gives to Wetzel, a freshman. Wetzel brings the ball up against token pressure from Buddick. Braves are down 19. We've got a minute to go here in the second quarter. Ball goes in the hands of 23, David Jolson. Jolson surveys. Ball in the hands of number 50. That's Robert Brewster, the 6'5", 330 center. Not very often you see somebody in the game bigger than Will Nolte. But I tell you, Robert Brewster may end up having Will Nolte for lunch. And Nolte going back to the line here at the other end. Nolte is shooting the 1-and-1. Braves trailing by 19 with 49.5 seconds to go here in the second quarter. And both coaches getting an explanation from the officials as number 13, Ryan Warmack, a 6'1" junior forward guard, checks in for Wyoming. Coach Tony Gentry substituting rather freely now, keep his players fresh and free of foul trouble for the second half. Gentry has only one starter, David Jolson, in the game at the moment. Substituting freely. Nolte lines up his first. Hits every part of the rim but goes in, cutting the Wyoming lead all the way down to 18 points. Earns Nolte a second shot. As number 23, John Beatty, checks in for Eric Shaw. Shaw leads the game. Nolte lines up his second. And Nolte's good. Nolte's got to have about 10 points from the charity stripe so far tonight. Indian Hill trails by 17. Wyoming inbounds. Ball's in the hands of Warmack. Warmack double teamed and gets the ball to Odom. Odom across half court. Screen attempted there, and the ball goes into the hands of number 50, Robert Brewster with the layup. Answering Nolte's free throws at the other end. Indian Hill not to content to hold for the last possession. They'll want to try and get 2 shots out of this. Nolte and Brewster kind of banging bodies down low. Nolte trying to get position. Brewster doing a good job of fronting his man. Ball's in the hands of Madden. And we apparently have a Wyoming foul. The foul was on number 13, Ryan Warmack, his first, team's 10th. That'll send number 12, Phil Madden, to the line shooting 2. And Coach Tony Gentry's strategy working well, as only one of his starters is in the game to pick up that foul.
I'm not sitting up there, man. Frankie, I'm telling Maddie you're
Madden good on his first. Madden good on his second. Indian Hill trails by 17. Wyoming with the ball back. Ball goes out to Dieters. Dieters shoots for the long three, can't make it. Half-court shot by Miller, and that'll be short. And your halftime score, the visiting Wyoming Cowboys with a 17-point lead. They lead 42-25. That's the end of the first half of tonight's contest. At the half, the score is Wyoming 42, Indian Hill 25. Stay tuned. Andrew Burgess and I will be back with you right after the break. I'm Steve Rigger, flying solo for the second half, bringing the game right here on the Indian Hill Television Network. The score starting the second half was Wyoming 42, Indian Hill 25. Wyoming gets the first possession of the first half and turns the ball over. Indian Hill looking to cut into what is right now a 17-point Wyoming lead. And the ball's loose on the floor. Eric Shaw with the ball. Shaw gets the ball to number 24, Stephen Buddick. Buddick shoots, misses. Nolte with the rebound. Buddick gets the rebound. And the ball comes down to the hands of number 21, Alex Odom. And for the second possession, the second half, Wyoming has turned the ball over. The ball back into the hands of the Braves. Still trying to do something about this 17-point deficit. Phil Madden brings the ball up court. And the ball is in the hands of Stephen Buddick. Buddick kicks to Miller. Miller drives baseline, looks to shoot, and rims out. Nolte with the offensive rebound. Nolte dribbles once, shot good, and Nolte's fouled once again. Indian Hill not dead yet.
Foul is on 21.
Indian Hill certainly has plenty of time to cut into this rather large Wyoming lead. If they can cut down on Wyoming's second chance points. Nolte going to the line once again, shooting one, trying to convert the three-point play the old-fashioned way. Nolte lines up a shot. And nothing but the bottom of the net. Nolte rips the cords. Wyoming leads by 14. Number 44, Connor Wetzel, freshman guard, brings the ball across. Ball's in the hands of number 24, Kevin Waybright. Waybright gives to number 23, David Jolson. Jolson kicks back out. Ball's in the hands of number 22, Joey Rogers. Ball's loose on the floor. Waybright kicks out. Ball back in the hands of Connor Wetzel. Wetzel calls the offense. Gets what he likes. Tony Gentry shouting out plays to his point guard. 23, David Jolson drives. Dishes. And Will Nolte with a great block. And at the other, Eric Shaw can't And just like that, Indian Hill's back to within 12. 44, Connor Wetzel brings the ball across the timeline. Ball's in the hands of 32, Marcus Pryor. Pryor to Jolson. Jolson to Waybright.
Foul on 32. Brandon Miller is second, the team first.
Waybright inbounds. Ball's in the hands of 22, Joey Rogers. Rogers gives to Pryor. Pryor back to Rogers. Ball's in the hands of number 23, David Jolson. Joey Rogers dribbles the ball between the circles. Gives off to Jolson. Shot from the corner, no good. Will Nolte with another rebound. Body's crashing to the floor. Nolte brings the ball to the court. Nolte to Miller. Miller drives, shoots, and scores. Folks, we got ourselves a ball game with 5:30 to go in the third quarter. Indian Hill's back within 10. Tony Gentry calls a much-needed timeout, and the Indian Hill fans rise to their feet as they burst out here in the start of the third quarter to cut what was a 17-point lead down to 10. Both teams still with one foul so far this quarter. Indian Hill so far in the beginning of the third quarter, finding their offense rather easy going by comparison to what they were facing in the first half, as they have scored almost as many points at the start of the third quarter as they did the entire first quarter. See what adjustments Wyoming makes to their defense to offset this sudden offensive surge by the Braves. Wetzel brings the ball across half court. Wetzel guarded by Madden. Ball's in the hands of Weiss. Weiss to Wetzel. Wetzel dribbles left. Kicks the ball in the corner. Weiss almost out of bounds. Weiss to Wetzel. Wetzel picks up his dribble. Gives the ball to 23, David Jolson. Ball's loose in the corner. Wetzel to Weiss. Weiss back to Waybright. Waybright drives. Picks up his dribble. And almost hits the ball out of bounds. Wetzel throws a long shot in. Rebounded by Brandon Miller. And here come the Braves, trailing by 10. Miller drives, Miller picks up the dribble, and makes the running one-handed layup. Indian Hill's back to within 8. We've got ourselves a ball game. Wetzel kicks across to Waybright. Waybright surveys the defense, gives back to Wetzel. Wyoming now being forced to start their offense at half court, as the Braves were earlier in the half. Another missed shot by Wyoming. Offensive rebound, Nolte. Nolte to Madden. Madden drives, Madden shoots, can't score. Ball's out to Nolte. Nolte drives, picks up his dribble, shoots, and Nolte's fouled.
Fouls on 24. Kevin Waybright is fourth.
That important foul for Indian Hill, as it's number 4 on number 24, Kevin Waybright. Sends Will Nolte to the line, with the Braves trailing now only by 8. 2 shots for Nolte. Lines up the first. And cans it.
For the Braves into the game, number 33, John Wilpenden, replacing Eric Shaw. Nolte, 1 shot.
Nolte lines up the second. And rips the courts a second time. Just like that, Indian Hill has cut what was once a 20-point lead down to 6. The crowd begins to chant Nolte. Wetzel brings the ball across half court. Wetzel guarded by Madden. Wetzel off to Jolson. Jolson surveys the defense, can't find what he likes. And the ball almost stripped away by number 32, Brandon Miller. Wyoming all of a sudden finding it hard going to get something started offensively. Joey Rogers inbounds to Wetzel. Wetzel sets up the offense. Wetzel drives. Dishes to Jolson. Jolson to Rogers. Rogers looks. Rogers dribbles. Rogers shoots. And blocked by Will Nolte. Nolte called for the foul, set himself down. Doesn't want to get a technical. And that'll send number 22, Joey Rogers, to the line. Not a bad foul by Nolte, as it was going to be an easy two at the other end for Rogers, so they can earn it the hard way at the charity stripe. Meanwhile, number 23, John Beatty, getting ready to check in for the Braves. Now it's a great foul by Nolte as Rogers misses the first. Beatty checks in, replacing Budding. And Wyoming matches that substitution as number 21, Alex Odom, checks in the game for the first time in the second half for the Cowboys. Rogers has one shot coming. Wyoming leading by 6, 4:09 to go third quarter. Rogers cans it. That is the first point for Wyoming in a long time in third quarter. Matt dribbles against Wetzel. Gets the ball across half court. Ball's in the hands of Brandon Miller. Miller kicks off to Wolfenden. Wolfen kicks the ball down in the corner. Looking for Nolte. Can't find Nolte. Ball's back in the hands of Brandon Miller. Miller dribbles across the top of the court. Ball goes in the hands. Ball stripped away by Wyoming. Ball loose on the floor. And John Wolfenden has the presence of mind to call timeout. Indian Hill giving the timeout, saving the possession for Indian Hill. That's the second time in the game so far that Indian Hill has dived for a loose ball, grabbed it, called timeout to save the possession. With 3:48 to go in the third quarter, Wyoming leads by 7, 43-36. What was once a 20-point Wyoming lead has been cut to 7 with an offensive outburst by the Braves here at the start of the third quarter. Very important for the Braves, number 24, Kevin Waybright, who canned a couple of three-pointers in the first half for Wyoming, is now on the bench with 4 fouls. If the Braves can foul him out, they're in even better position as they're trying to come back into this game. Now down only 7. Indian Hill will have possession coming out of the timeout, thanks to the timeout taken by Wolfen. Waybright coming back into the game for the Cowboys, playing with 4 fouls. Miller set to inbound. Miller looking for Nolte. Can't find him. Kicks out to Madden. Madden against Wetzel. Dribbles, drives. Madden to Nolte. Nolte looks, dribbles, backs his defender in. Shoots. Passes to Wolfenden. Wolfenden shoots. Gets his own rebound. And Wolfenden is fouled. That'll send Wolfenden to the line.
On 22, Joey Rogers, his third, the team third.
Foul was on number 22, Joey Rogers, his third, team's third. Wolfenden to the line, trying to do something about the 7-point Wyoming lead.
No shot.
No shot, no free throws. Ball will remain in the hands of the Braves. Wolfenden drives, top of the key. Wolfenden gives to Madden. Madden surveys the defense. Madden gives to Miller. Miller looking for Nolte. Finds Nolte at the top of the key. Nolte's defender slips. Nolte shoots. Good. Will Nolte powers the Braves back to within 5. That's the closest the Braves have been since the early going of the first quarter. Braves fans starting to come to life. Odom looks for what he wants. Finds Rogers. Rogers gives to Weiss. Weiss to Waybright. Nolte's there. Waybright dribbles. Waybright shoots. Nolte with the block. Miller gives to Madden. Madden out to Beatty. Beatty shoots, Beatty misses. Rebound Wyoming coming back the other way. Missed opportunity there for the Braves to cut the lead to 3 and send this crowd through the roof. Rogers picks up his dribble. Rogers has nowhere to go. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. And Rogers throws the ball off of the knee of number 33, John Wolfenden. Tony Gentry has seen enough, calls a full timeout as this scrappy Indian Hill offense is clawed back to within 5. Wyoming leads 43-38, 2:46 to go in the third quarter. Braves fans, the Indian Hill Schools News Brief is produced every month in our studio. Each month, a different topic of school interest will be discussed. Your host and Powell star, Zach Stewart, will provide in-depth views of what's happening in our schools. These programs may be seen right here on ICRC. For playback times, visit www.icrctv.org or call 772-ICRC. That's 772-4272. Well, folks, if you're just turning in, what looked like it was going to be a blowout in the first half has turned into a very competitive game. The Braves have not yet caught Wyoming, but you just get the sense it's simply a matter of time before the Braves break through. This is an opportunity at the other end to cut the lead 2-3. Now need a defensive stop. Here as Wyoming looks to get what would be only their second field goal of the third quarter. Jolson inbounds to Pryor, gets the ball back from Pryor. Jolson calls out a play. Dribbles top of the key, gives the ball to Pryor. Pryor looks, Pryor dribbles, picks up his dribble, ball to Wetzel. Wetzel looks to Pryor, gives off to Jolson. Jolson and Waybright, tipped away by Miller. Waybright gets it back, blocked by Shaw. Wolfenden out to Miller. See if the Braves can get a score at this end, cut the lead to 3. Ball's in the hands of Wolfenden, down in the corner. Ball's back to Miller. Miller kicks top of the key. Ball reverses over to Beatty. Beatty hits Madden. Running shot, no good. Rebound, number 22, Joey Rogers for the Cowboys. 2 straight offensive possessions squandered for the Braves. Still trying to claw back, cut that 5-point lead down. Waybright could have picked up his 5th foul there. Instead shoots and scores. Clock winds under 2 minutes, third quarter. Ball's in the hands of number 23, John Beatty. Beatty to Miller. Miller wanted the 3, thinks better of it. Drives, shoots, is fouled. Basket won't count. Miller will go to the line with the Braves down 7. Miller be shooting 2.
Joey Rogers, his 4th.
Fouls on number 22, Joey Rogers, his 4th, team's 4th. That's 2 Cowboys now with 4 fouls. Joey Rogers and Kevin Waybright. It's going to become a war of attrition here in the 4th quarter. Brandon Miller lines up his first shot and rips the cords. Checking into the game for the Cowboys, number 12, Jeff Weiss. Weiss replaces Rogers, and Rogers will sit, pondering his 4 fouls. Miller lines up his second. And he cans it. Braves are back to within 5. 1:48 to go in the third quarter. Ball's in the hands of number 23, David Jolson. Jolson gives to Wetzel. Wetzel brings it up against Madden. Ball goes down to the baseline to Waybright. Waybright shoots, and he's good. 2 straight possessions. Waybright has been able to drive baseline to get a shot over the interior Braves defense. Ball goes down in the corner. Eric Shaw calling for the ball. Shaw has it, drives the paint, and scores. Shaw has the answer at the other end. Wetzel brings the ball up court, leading by 5. Ball's in the hands of 23, David Jolson. Jolson to Wetzel. Wetzel back to Jolson. Jolson surveys the defense, tries to get the ball to Weiss. Pryor intercepts. Pryor gives the ball back to Miller. Miller with the steal. Miller drives. And looks like we have a foul on Wyoming.
Braves into the game, number 42, Will Nolte.
Number 42, Will Nolte checking back in for the Braves. Nolte replacing Wolfenden. Ball will stay with the Braves, trailing by 5. 1:01 to go here in the third quarter. Another Wyoming steal. Ball's in the hands of Waybright. Waybright drives. Waybright scores. Every time the Braves get back to within 5, Kevin Waybright gets an easy 2. That's 4 straight possessions Waybright has scored for the Cowboys. Beatty to Madden. Madden dribbles against Wetzel, reverses the dribble, and shoots. No good. Offensive rebound. Defensive rebound, Cowboys. Waybright out to Wetzel. Wetzel puts the ball in the hands of Jolson. Jolson dribbles at the top of the key. Calling a play. Ball back in the hands of Waybright. Waybright has played almost the entire third quarter with 4 fouls. Waybright gives the ball to Odom. Odom back to Wetzel. Wetzel, Waybright down the corner. Waybright checks the clock. Wyoming content to hold for the last shot here, leading by 7. 14 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Coach Tony Gentry calls out a play to 23, David Jolson. Jolson calls out the play to his teammates. Jolson drives, Jolson charges, no call. Weiss in the corner, Weiss kicks out. Jolson lines up a shot, And his 18-footer is good at the buzzer. A dagger in the heart of the Braves. That will stretch the Wyoming lead back to 9 as we move into the fourth quarter. The score, Wyoming 51, Indian Hill 42. Coverage of tonight's game on the Indian Hill Television Network would not be possible without the generous support of the Indian Hill Boosters, the PGO, and the ICRC. Their grants have provided us with the equipment to bring Indian Hill sports off the field and into the community, and we appreciate all that they've done to develop our television programming. Well, for the second time in the second half, Indian Hill is going to have to dig in and do what they can to cut into what is now a 9-point Wyoming lead. The Braves have 8 minutes to do so. Wyoming into considerable foul trouble. We'll see if that comes into play as we go down the stretch in the fourth quarter. Brandon Miller looks to inbound. Miller to Beatty. Beatty crosses the circles. Dribbles against Weiss. Ball in the hands of Stephen Buddig. Buddig against Wetzel. Nolte gets the ball at the top of the key. Beatty to Shaw. Shaw dribbles. Shaw shoots. And Shaw with the sky hook a la Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And the score is Wyoming 51, Indian Hill 44 in the early moments of the fourth quarter. Waybright has the ball. Waybright played almost the entire third quarter with 4 fouls. Waybright shoots. Waybright misses. Nolte with the rebound. Nolte brings the ball up. Gives to Beatty. Beatty up to Miller. Miller drives baseline. Reverses. Eric Shaw with the putback. 4 straight points coming out of the timeout for the Braves. Braves back to within 5. They have not been able to get close to that so far in the second half. Wetzel gives. Number 23, David Jolson with the miss. And his counterpart, 23, John Beatty with the rebound. Beatty gives to Miller. Miller drives the paint. Miller is fouled. And for the first time in the entire second half, and for the first time since the first quarter, Indian Hill has an opportunity to get within 5 points. 32, Miller at the line, shooting 2. Braves down 5, 7 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Miller eyes his first. And cans it. The lead is 4. You just get a sense that these Braves fans are just desperate to get this game even, and they will absolutely erupt. And Miller has brought him back to within 3. Wyoming leads 51-48, closest the Braves have been since the early going of the first quarter. Braves bench comes to life, exhorting the crowd to come to life. Ball's name's number 23, David Jolson. Jolson looks. Jolson gives to Weiss. Weiss in the corner. Student section now coming to life. Wetzel has the ball. Wetzel to Waybright. Waybright baseline triple team. Kicks out of it. Ball's back in the hands of Wetzel. Wetzel double dribbles. No call. Wetzel to Odom. Odom to Weiss. Weiss dribbles top of the key. Weiss in the corner to Jolson. Jolson back out to Wetzel. Clock winds to 6:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Wetzel drives. Almost gives up the ball. Wetzel to Odom. Odom gives the ball back. Ball now in the hands of number 24, Kevin Waybright. Waybright off to Weiss. Wyoming cannot find the shot they want. Content to run clock as the clock winds to 6:12 fourth quarter. Coach Donnie Gentry calling out a screen. It's there. Jolson to Waybright. Waybright just desperate to line up shot. Drives baseline. Shoots. No good. Offensive rebound. Braves. Number 23, John Beatty with the ball. Braves get a chance to cut back into the lead. And just like that, John Brady gives the ball up. Passes off to Wetzel. Wetzel with the steal. Jolson thought about it, thought better of shooting the 3. Kicks it back out to Wetzel. Wetzel to Waybright at the top of the key. Waybright looking for Jolson. Instead drives in the corner for Weiss for 3. Cans it. Wyoming back up 6. It's a huge swing. Braves get to throw the ball away at one end. Weiss cans a 3 at the other. Miller with the answer. No, Wheeler fouled, no call. Ball back in the hands of the Cowboys. Wetzel up to Waybright. Waybright back to Wetzel. Wyoming with a 6-point lead, 5:15 to go in the fourth quarter, content to run clock. Phil Madden getting ready to check back in for the Braves. Miller guards Waybright. Weiss just hit a 3 a second ago to the hands of Jolson. Jolson in Odom, not going to shoot over big Will Nolte. Jolson dribbles between the legs against Derek Shaw into Odom. Odom's going to try and shoot over Nolte and scores. Will Nolte is simply out of gas, unable to contest the shot by the much smaller Odom. The Wyoming lead back up to 8 was 3 seconds ago. Ball's in the hands of 32 Brandon Miller. Miller looks exhausted. Miller to Shaw at the top of the key. Shaw into Nolte. Nolte shoots. No good. Waybrecht with the rebound. And it seems the Cowboys have a lot more left in the tank than the Indian Hill Braves. Coach Tony Gentry exhorting Wyoming to slow the ball down. Ball's in the hands of Weiss. Weiss dribbles against Beatty. Gives to Waybrecht. Waybrecht to Jolson. Jolson back to Waybrecht. Clock winds to 4:13 to go in the fourth quarter. Braves comeback may have sputtered and run out of gas. Ball's in the hands of Odom. Odom scored early against Nolte. Odom shoots against Nolte again. This time misses. Nolte with the rebound. He'll give to Miller. Braves have the ball back. Clock winds under 4 minutes. Madden and Wolfenden ready to check in at the next dead ball. Nolte with the ball. Nolte gives to Buddick. Buddick shoots. Buddick's short. Rebound Waybrecht. Waybrecht out to Wetzel. Wyoming brings the ball back up. And Wetzel with the sharp pass to number 23, David Jolson. Jolson makes the layup, and just like that, Wyoming's back up 10. Miller drives with the answer at the other end. And the blocking foul on number 23, David Jolson, will send Miller to the line. Shooting 2, Indian Hill down 10, 3:31 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Second and team 6. At the line, 32, Brandon Miller. 2 shots.
Miller lines up his first shot. And he's good.
Number 12, Bill Madden.
Wolfenden and Madden check in for Beatty and Shaw. Braves getting some fresh bodies in. Looks like big Will Nolte could use a blow too. No way we're going to be able to get him back out the rest of the game as the Braves are trying to get some offensive rebounds. Cut into what is now a 9-point Wyoming lead. Miller lines up his second. And he gives the Braves their 50th point of the night. Scores Wyoming 58, Indian Hill 50. Clock winds under 3:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. Braves come in 11-7, loses the last game against Finneytown, looking to avoid losing 2 in a row, putting them at 11-8 with a game left to go before the tournament begins. Ball goes into Waybrecht. Waybrecht knocked to the ground. Foul is against number 32, Brandon Miller. That's his third, team's third. Wyoming retains possession. Waybrecht looks to inbound. Finds Joey Rogers in the corner. Rogers loses the ball to Miller. Miller drives up court. And Miller's good at the running one-hander. And he's got back to within 6. Still alive. 3:08 to go here in the fourth quarter. Several Indian Hill players looking absolutely exhausted, exerting a lot of energy trying this comeback. Ball goes off the hands of Waybrecht. Unfortunately, number 33, John Wolfenden, got his hands on the ball before it went out of bounds, saving the possession for the Cowboys. Jolson inbound for the Cowboys. Can't find anyone. 5-second call. Turnover back the other way. No time off the clock. 2:59 to go. Braves down 6 with the ball. They're not dead yet. Certainly not the way the Braves can shoot a 3-point shot. Ball's in the hands of Brandon Miller. Miller crosses half court. Braves fans rising to their feet. Miller into Nolte. Nolte has the ball stripped away. Ball's in the hands of number 23, David Jolson. Goes the other end, misses the layup. Misses the layup, but Joey Rogers is there for the offensive rebound, and Rogers is fouled.
Foul's on 33, John Wolfenden.
Foul was on number 33, John Wolfenden, his first, team's first. That will put 22, Joey Rogers at the line, shooting 2. Wyoming already leading by 6. 2:45 to go in the fourth quarter. Rogers misses the first, much to the delight of the Indian Hill student section and to the consternation of head coach Tony Gentry, who paces the Wyoming sideline like a caged panther. Rogers lines up the second, and he misses them both. Rebound Miller. Braves down 6, still alive. 2:42 to go in the fourth quarter. Tony Gentry is beside himself. Jim Prue hoping for a miracle for his Braves. Ball's in the hands of 33, John Wolfenden. Wolfenden to Buddig. Buddig down to Madden in the corner. Madden trying to get the ball into Nolte. Can't. Does. Nolte dribbles. Nolte shoots. Nolte scores. The score is 58-44. 2:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Braves are back to within 4. Need a defensive stop in the worst way. Ball's in the hands of Odom. Braves content to let Odom shoot. Not an offensive threat. Odom gives to Rogers. Rogers to Jolson. Jolson out to Wainwright. Don't let him shoot from there. Wainwright back to Jolson. We have a foul on the floor. Clock stops, 2:07 to go.
Foul is on 12, Phil Madden.
The foul is on number 12, Phil Madden. His second, the team's 5th. Wyoming not yet in the bonus. Next foul against Wyoming will put Indian Hill into the bonus. Number 23, David Jolson looks to inbound. Jolson can't get the ball into Wetzel. Looks, gonna be another 5-second call. Gets it into Odom. Odom to Wainwright. Wainwright against Miller, shoots, blocked, and scores over it anyway. Shoots right through the block, putting Wyoming back up 6, 60-54. Clock winds under 2 minutes. Madden drives to the other end. Rejected, ball in the hands of Buddig. Buddig to Wolfenden. Wolfenden at the top of the key. Turns, gives the ball to Miller. Miller drives into Nolte. Nolte dribbles once, turns, shoots, scores. 60-56, 1:40 to go. Wyoming brings the ball up court. Ball's in the hands of number 23, David Jolson. Jolson to Wetzel. Wetzel half court. Content to run clock. Indian Hill's got to apply pressure defense to make them give up the ball as the clock winds under 1:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. Braves fans rise to their feet. Ball's in the hands of number 22, Joey Rogers. Rogers to Odom. Odom back to Rogers. Rogers reverses the ball around. Looking for Wetzel. Finds Wetzel at half court. Wetzel guarded by Buddig. Ball's in the hands of Odom. Odom looking for Wainwright. Miller's got him defended very well. Ball's in the hands of David Jolson. Jolson to Odom. Odom to Wainwright on the baseline. And Wainwright kicks back out to Odom. Clock winds to 1:04 to go. Near still by the Braves. Ball's in the corner. Wetzel shoots for 3. Long. Rebound. Brandon Miller. Here come the Braves. Down 4. Less than a minute to go. Brandon Miller brings the ball down. Miller stripped. Ball's in the hands of Phil Madden. Madden for 3. And Madden is short. Madden just rips the bottom of the cords. A near air ball. Turns the ball back over to Wyoming as the Wyoming Cowboys begin to chant air ball. Timeout. Indian Hill. Braves fans, let us know what you think of Braves basketball on the Indian Hill Television Network by calling our viewer feedback code at 272-4590. Phone lines are open 24 hours a day, so give us a call and tell us how we're doing. We're very proud to bring you Indian Hill basketball action. It is senior night here at Indian Hill. The Braves looking to do something about a 4-point Wyoming lead. That was all of 21 points earlier in the first half. Working against the Braves, the fact that Wyoming has the ball. Working even more against the Braves, the fact that there are only 46 seconds left in the game. Coach Jim Prue down on one knee, diagramming plays for his Braves offense. Coach Tony Gentry, the Wyoming counterpart, doing the same for his Cowboys. Wouldn't mind putting in a little overtime action here, and Indian Hill can come up with the requisite 4 points here in the next 46.2 seconds of the fourth quarter, which would avoid a 2-game losing streak. Rather see the Braves go to 12-7 than 11-8, but they've got their work cut out for them. Rogers gets the ball in. Braves immediately foul, running only 4 seconds off the clock. Fouls on 32, Brandon Miller.
Team 6.
It is his 4th, the team's 6th. Wyoming not going to the line yet. Next shot will put them into the bonus, and they'll need to foul again to put them on the line. In hopes they miss the front end of 1-on-1. Wainwright open at half court. Ball goes into Weiss. Weiss to Wetzel. Wetzel fakes. Wetzel drives. Wetzel's fouled with 39.6 seconds to go.
Foul is on number 24, Stephen Buddig is first. The team is in the bonus.
Fouls against number 24, Stephen Buddig. Foul is his first. We'll put to the line number 44, John Edgington. Apologize, the roster has it listed as Connor Wetzel. Do not shout into that microphone. Wyoming misses the front end of the 1-and-1, and Indian Hill promptly turns the ball back over to the Cowboys to the disgust of Will Nolte. Wyoming looking to inbound the ball, leading by 4, 36.1 seconds to go, right in front of Tony Gentry on the Wyoming bench. Ball's in the hand of Eddington. And number 24, Stephen Budding fouls him. That'll put Wyoming back at the line, shooting 1-and-1. Number 21, Alex Odom, checks back into the game for the Cowboys.
Number 44, 1-and-1.
First shot. Good. Wyoming leads by 5, 35 seconds to go. Second shot on the way. Shot's good. Wyoming stretches the lead back to 6. Clock winds under 30 seconds to go. Ball's in the hands of number 12, Phil Madden. Madden to Buddick. Buddick down to the corner. Pops the ball into Miller. Miller's fouled. Not what Wyoming wanted. That'll send Indian Hill to the line. Stops the clock with 25.9 seconds to go. Indian Hill trailing by 6. Fouls on number 23, David Jolson. That's his third. 7th team foul for Wyoming. Puts Indian Hill into the bonus. Number 32, Brandon Miller to the line with the 1-and-1. First shot. No good. Rims out. Ball's in the hands of Wainwright. Wainwright immediately fouled by number 23, John Brady, and it'll be a free throw shooting contest the rest of the way. Definitely works to the advantage of the Cowboys, who have the 6-point lead, 24 seconds to go in the half. Wainwright walks to the other end. Wainwright has played almost the entire second half with 4 fouls, managed not to foul out of the game. He'll be shooting a 1-and-1. Wyoming already leading by 6, a little over 24 seconds to go. Wainwright's first. It's good. Lead balloons to 7. Probably just not enough seconds left in the game at this point for Indian Hill to be able to come back, especially not the way the Cowboys are shooting free throws. Wainwright second. Also good. Wyoming leads 64-56. Nolte inbounds to Miller. Miller dribbles across half court. Clock winds under 20 seconds to go. Time running out for the Braves. Miller can't get off a 3-point shot. Miller gives to Buddick. Buddick, in attempting to hit the 3, travels. Ball goes back over to the Cowboys, who have an 8-point lead with 15.7 seconds to go. It will be a free throw shooting contest the rest of the way. Simply not enough seconds left for Indian Hill to cut into what is now an 8-point Wyoming lead. Realizing that, Coach Jim Crew puts number 5, Andrew Owl, senior, into the game, as it is senior night. Owl seeing limited action this season. Gets in for the final 15 seconds on senior night. Guards Wainwright. Braves not going to foul the rest of the way, conceding the defeat. Wyoming dribbles, 7 seconds to go. Ball's in the hand of Eddington. Eddington Wainwright. Wainwright holds the ball as the clock runs down. And that's the game, with Wyoming coming out with an 8-point lead. The story of the game, Wyoming jumped out to an early 21-point lead. Indian Hill desperately clawed back. Twice got the lead back down to 3 points. Simply did not have enough left to come back all the way. Exclusive coverage of tonight's game on the Indian Hill Television Network has been a copyrighted presentation of the Indian Hill High School Video Department in association with the ICRC. For our producer, Clark Bryn, coordinating producer, Mr. Denny Dubs, Andrew Burgess, and our entire crew, I'm Steve Ringer, saying goodnight from Indian Hill High School, where your final score, the Indian Hill Braves lose to Wyoming Cowboys by 8, 64-56. So long, everyone.